Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sunaina, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know why, but it's true that I have been called again to do another reading for the sign of the Divine Masculine at this point in time from April 26th until the 5th of May. And that's because I believe that there is a lot of change that is going on in the cosmic world, as well as in the 3D with regards to the twin flame journey, as well as with regards to the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but more so with the divine masculine, ladies and gentlemen. And that is exactly the reason I could not help but do this reading with regards to the divine masculine's energy and all that is going on in his zone and in the twin flame journey at this point in time. It's a very important part of this time period, and that is, I think, this is exactly why I'm getting the cards that I see on my table, and I'm having to do this reading. Okay, now having said this, the divine masculine at this point in time, the goddess guidance, there are three of them. It tells me that he's tired. He has been going through a lot of ups and downs in his life recently, even in the past. So at this point, he needs some oxygen, basically, to revive himself, to rejuvenate himself, to get back his energies, to recharge his batteries. And that is the reason he has to take time for himself, because I have said this before, and this is the time that he is going through the transformation. It's the process, it's a painful process. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an extremely painful process where the divine masculine is having to leave behind things that he had been quite comfortable with. He had known those things that had existed in his zone for a very long time, and he had never imagined that he would have changed from a caterpillar to a butterfly, or that the cosmic world would make these changes happen in his life. So therefore, all these things are going on in his self. There is a major transformation. You're experiencing enormous changes right now, which brings great blessings. But at this point in time, because of these changes in his zone, in his personal life, in his 3D, in his 5D, he's definitely tired, guys. Okay, so he needs some amount of oxygen. He needs to take comfort in the fact of being alone a little bit, being in a hermit stage, where he is in touch with himself and with nature at the same point in time, and that's going to give him some amount of energy, a revival of his energy levels, that is going to give him clarity, which in turn will give him the motions towards bringing this transformation to its to its fruition. So therefore, but at the same time, the universe or the goddess guidance is also blessing him with infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So all that change that is happening at this point in time in his life, he is one person who is divinely guided, who is being divinely blessed, who is being divinely taken care of, because he's divine. Period. Okay, because he's divine. But, being in the physical world, he's probably not realizing the effects or the after effect of this transformation. So obviously, at the same time, he is lacking in that self-worth. He is lacking in his oxygen level. He is lacking in his energies. And that is the reason the goddess is telling him to go outside, be in touch with nature. Take that strength, take that encouragement from the nature, from the universe that is being granted and given to him, because even the universe is helping him to move forward. They want him to move forward, to change into a butterfly, and, getting out of the cocoon, transforming himself, but this transformation process is definitely not an easy process, ladies and gentlemen. It's easy to say, but at the same time, it's difficult to do. Okay, but again, this is why the divine is blessing him with infinite supply from the universe, guys. Okay, so which is what he's been taken care of. So wherever he is lacking, whatever he is lacking in at this point in time, the universe is kind of stepping in or stepping up to give him that extra boost so that he can move forward in this journey in the rightful way. And the problems will be there. He will experience the pain. He will experience the grief, because it's a major transformation. It's not easy, but at the same time, he will get the strength, he will get the tools, he will get the support from the universe that will channelize him and move him towards this fruition of this transformation that's happening. In his higher self, again, just like the transformation, his destiny, card number 10, the end and the beginning is changing, okay? Just like this beautiful transformation. In the higher self, the next is the beginning. It's ending one cycle, the last finishing part of this journey that he is closing, the divine masculine. Okay, so he's ending that cycle. Again, it's a painful process, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy. I have said this. It's card number 10. The next is the beginning. Card number 0, starting of the new cycle. But at the same time, since his destiny is undergoing this change, he's feeling that he is going through the motion. You see this light from here that is coming up and touching his soul. It's all happening to him, ladies and gentlemen. That's because his destiny is going through severe changes, severe metamorphosis, severe transformations, where everything that he had been holding back or he didn't even know existed, and that the way the destiny is kind of changing for him, and he can see that, he can feel that, he can experience that, because the light is coming out from the bottom of his from the bottom of his soul to come up and touch his heart and his body and everything. So it's coming, it's coming from here, and it's going up, it's touching every part of his body. He's feeling that warmth, he can sense the change in his destiny, and at the same time, he can experience the emotions that is happening with him in his life, with all these different phases of change that he has been crossing and is still crossing to finish this journey, to end this journey, to shine this light. When this entire circle is completed, the light will come out to give him the entire closure, to finish this transformation, to finish this process and this metamorphosis, to finish everything, to begin another chapter in his life. And this is what he's experiencing right now in his higher self as well. Which is why, at the same time, destiny is pushing him towards the commitment factor with his divine feminine. He's not all there at this point in time, but he is going there. He's moving towards that commitment. He's moving towards that relationship. He's moving towards building up the teamwork. He's thinking about it because now he knows, guys. Now he knows that this is why his destiny is taking him there. This is why the transformation is happening. And this is what the universe is now supporting him with. Okay? So therefore, he has no option, ladies and gentlemen, but to move in the direction that his destiny is giving and pushing him towards, where now it's time for the wheel of fortune to turn again. Okay, and this time, the wheel of fortune, he it's not the universe that's going to turn the wheel of fortune. It's going to be him, ladies and gentlemen. You see the two here and you see the wheel here, it's like the universe is waiting for the cycle to end. Okay, and once the cycle ends and the other cycle begins, the wheel will move. The wheel is still moving. There is no doubt about that. The wheel is still moving, and the wheel is moving and in a way that's going to not only change his destiny to begin another chapter of his life, but it is changing because now they are pushing him towards this relationship. They are pushing him towards the teamwork, the commitment with his divine feminine. They are pushing him towards a spiritual union that he had been putting it on hold for quite some time, okay, because of different circumstances, everything that probably had not worked out to the best of his benefit. But now he's going there, he's moving towards that, and the wheel of fortune, it's out of his control now. Definitely, it's out of his control. He has no control over this, guys. He doesn't definitely have any control over this because everything is now taken control over by the universe for the divine masculine. So all he is having to do now is to follow this wheel of fortune as it is turning and his destiny is turning towards this engagement, towards this beautiful relationship that he is, he had been kind of scared to have approached or had been halted in the process of making his movement towards this, but now it's out of his control, guys. He doesn't have any control to change or to control his wheel of fortune or to control his destiny anymore. Life has changed, situations have changed, the wheel is turning, the universe has taken over his destiny, transformation is in the process. Okay, so everything, the cosmic world, the 5D, has taken over the reins of control from his hand into their hand. It's the 5D who is now controlling his destiny. And now it's the 5D which is pushing him towards the place that he should have gone a long time before, but he had not. Okay, so now he is being like, okay, we had it. We saw how much you could have done. You have done your part. It's now our turn. We are going to get this going through for you. Okay? Having said this, his mental frame of mind at this point in time is he's not able to hear his intuition, he's not able to relax, he's not able to do any soul searching. Not at this moment because there are too many things that's happening, okay? In his heart space, he's juggling. He's wanting to find out what he can do, what he cannot do, what he now needs to do, where he needs to go, what he has to balance, what he doesn't have to balance in his heart space. In the 3D, he's controlling all his energies, okay? He's in control in the 3D. It's like the universe has given him the infinite supply to take control of his situations, okay? So it means that he is no longer taking any nonsense from anybody anymore. He is in control of his own situation, the Capricorn energy. He is hearing his own intuition in the 3D, okay? In the 3D, he knows what he needs to do, what he doesn't need to do, how he needs to take control of situations that probably before he hadn't really paid attention to. I'm going to get a clarifier to find out more. And the future energies, of course, he will be working hard to bring this relationship to its fruition, guys, okay? Now, let's find out in the In the energy of the hermit in reverse, what does my clarifier say? Yeah, see? His mental space has been blocked because of this, because of the Three of Cups. Okay? It's karmic, it could be third party, family obligations, whatever that he's going through. And that is the reason in his mental space he is not getting that free space to do his own solo research work that he could have otherwise done. His mental space is cramped with these kind of obligatory problems that he needs to complete at this point in time. Okay, so that's the reason his mental energy, his space, his mental intuitive energy that he could have otherwise heard or taken care of is being now jammed with all these obligations. Third party could be karmic, could be children, could be family obligations, could be anything, any of those factors that is occupying his mental space at this point in time. What more can you tell me, please, about the Three of Cups in here, please? Too many cards. Let me ask for one card here with regards to the Three of Cups in here. Something flew out. Yeah. There you go. And he's doing that with patience, guys. He's not losing his cool. He's taking his time. He's patiently holding on to those obligations. He's not losing his cool in the higher self, because he knows that if he loses his cool in the higher self, it's not going to rectify any situation. On the contrary, it will kind of block him from moving forward. Okay, so he's trying to act very patient in his mental self. He is waiting for things to move quickly so that he can free himself from all those obligations and move forward as quickly as he can, because if he knows that if he doesn't do this, it will become a block and a blockage for him going forward as well. So he is doing that patiently because he wants to clear that energy. That's why he's holding on to his patience, even though he doesn't like it, even though he's not getting time for himself. But at the same time, he knows that if he doesn't clear that energy, then it's going to come back to haunt him and will prevent him from moving forward, guys. Okay, so that's why he is kind of taking his own sweet time in this journey just to clear these obstacles one by one. In his heart space, he is juggling. So let me get a clarifier here with regards to his heart energy here to see what he is juggling on. Why. Yeah. See? In his heart space, he is juggling because he now wants to free himself. He wants to become independent. He wants to get rid of these tiresome energies of obligations, of these kind of situations, of his patience that he is kind of controlling and holding on to with, with not happily, but with a lot of remorse. But at the same time, he wants to free himself, to ripen his harvest, to become independent, to nurture himself so that he can move forward, in the journey, to take care not only of you, but also of the twin flame journey and also of the divine feminine at this point in time that he so willingly wants to look into. So he's kind of, getting rid of his old self, where he was holding on to his old belief, his old ideas, his old institutional fundamental concept of life that needs to be followed with a pattern of, like having a code book of law that he could not have crossed, or the boundaries that he could not have managed to think. But now he wants to free himself, and he's juggling between being trapped and to become free. That's what he's juggling with, guys. And that is exactly the reason he's in his heart space. He wants to relieve himself of all these, energies, so that he can nurture himself. He can become independent. He can become financially independent. He can become, emotionally independent. He can nurture his own belief. And at the same time, he can return to his lady, the divine feminine, who is also the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this is in his heart energy. Let me get a clarifier here for the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse here. Please tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse here. It's a very feminine energy, and I consider that he looks at his divine feminine as the Queen of Pentacles, sometimes as the Queen of Cups, sometimes as the Queen of Swords. The queens are in this twin flame journey. Queens are more relatable to the divine feminine's energy, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't want to have this energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy, but he is definitely being trapped to set himself free, to begin this beautiful journey, to be the fire, to be the fiery, feisty, to go to his Queen of Wands at the same point in time. And that's what he is juggling, from being trapped to releasing himself, to knowing the truth, to understanding the truth that he now wants the two queens in here, that he sees the divine feminine as well as to absorb this energy, so that, he can also enjoy that same kind of fiery, feisty, independent, self-independent, nurturing kind of an energy. Let me just get a clarifier for the two queens in reverse, please. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, please give me a clarifier for that here. Yeah, that's what see? Oh my God. And that's he's doing. He's juggling to bring his Six of Cups happiness back. Okay, that means now it's very clear that the two queens over here are very much relatable to his divine feminine. And that is exactly what he wants. He wants to bring back, he wants to release himself, free himself from being trapped on one hand, free himself to get back his own self-esteem, his own self-confidence, release the fear of being trapped, to travel with the divine feminine, to absorb that energy, as well as to go to his divine feminine, who he knows is the Queen of Wands, is also the Queen of Pentacles. And if he can do that, not only will he bring back the Six of Cups happiness, but he will also bring her back. Okay, so that's what he is juggling with in his heart space, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, to bring back everything that he at this moment doesn't have. Okay, now 3D energy, he has got this man here, the devil. Okay, let me get a clarifier here with regards to the devil energy in the 3D here. What is he controlling in the 3D here? What is the divine masculine controlling? Oops, in the 3D. Yeah, he's taking control. Sorry, it was like this. He's taking control of his strength, guys. Okay, he definitely wants to hold on. He knows in the 3D he needs a strength to hold on to all that is happening around him at this point in time. And he cannot give up. He doesn't want to give up. Okay, and so that is exactly the reason why he is controlling his strength, he's controlling his energy Let me get another clarifier for the Nine of Wands here, please. Please give me a clarifier for the Nine of Wands here to understand more with regards to this card. Yes. And see, he's controlling his urge. He's controlling his urge to walk away from the enemy camp. Okay, so that's all that he's controlling at this moment. So that is the reason, because in the 3D, he's taking control of his situation. He's finding ways to become more sneaky. He's finding ways to get out of those situations that is keeping him trapped. But at the same time, he's taking control of his strength, that he knows that he cannot just let go at this point in time. He cannot, because he needs the strength. He needs to control it. He needs to control his urge to sneak away from the enemy camp. Okay, to find ways and means to avoid all those that he doesn't like in the 3D. All those energies that he doesn't like. He wants to leave the two swords behind and walk away with the rest of it. Walk away with the rest of the 5 sword. And that is exactly what he is trying to control. Okay, so that he can find his ways and means to get past the situations that is no longer serving him in the 3D as well. But at the same time, he is having to bear this, because he doesn't really have an option here. Let me get another card for the 3D. This kind of looks very interesting here. Let's see what, too many cards in here. He's trying to sneak away from the enemy camp, that's for sure, because he's not liking that energy. He wants and he's taking care of his strength in the 3D, because he knows that if he gives up, everything else that he has built will collapse. And that's the reason, there you go, and that's the reason he is having to stay put in the same place in the 3D, and he is controlling the urge to move away from the situation that is no longer serving his purpose. Okay, so this is the reason why he is staying put in the place, because right now he's trying to get things in the order so that he can actually fly and take away from this kind of energies that is not helping him at all. His future energy is a 10 of Wands, guys. And again, 10 for me is the ending and beginning of cycles in here. So it shows me that he is carrying the burden in the future, immediate future. Okay, so which is, he's still working hard, he's still carrying the burden, he's still doing what he has to do, while at the same time destiny is playing their role, changing and shaping his future, moving him towards what he had to go and where he has to go from now. Okay, while in the same time he is still continuing to carry the 10 of Wands here. Please give me a card for the 10 of Wands. Yes, and that is again a devil here. He's controlling that too. He's still working. Okay, he's still working because he, again, in the immediate future, he has no options, ladies and gentlemen. He will have to do that until the Wheel of Fortune finishes its rotational effects. Let me get another card for the devil energy here, please, with regards to the immediate future here. So right now, in the 3D and going forward, yes. And believe me, he's controlling the urge, he's carrying that burden, he's carrying that responsibility. He's doing everything all because he wants to move the chariot, guys. He wants to take this beautiful journey forward to bring back the happiness of the 10 of Cups. Okay, so he's trying to wind up. He's trying to complete the process here as quickly as he can, so that he can move the chariot, he can walk forward, because he knows his destiny is turning. He knows his wheel of fortune is turning towards this beautiful Ten of Cups energy. And that is the reason right now he's controlling the urge of moving away from working hard. He knows he will have to work hard. He knows he will have to control his strength. He knows he will have to control his temptations to move away from this kind of a particular situation. But at the same time, he is holding on right now to finish those before he can actually go and move his chariot in the right direction. Let me take a card for this chariot in here, please. Please give me a card for the chariot in here. It's a Cancer energy, guys. It could be well that he is thinking about a Cancer. It might or might not be, because you have got Cancer, you have got Capricorn, you have many other signs. You have got Aries in here as well, so really it doesn't matter. But yes, there you go. That's because he wants to move away, take the leap of faith to move his chariot in the immediate future towards your destination with the Divine Feminine, guys. Okay, and that is the reason he is having to do and deal with these difficult situations, because he knows that his life is changing. He knows the transformation is happening, but he will have to do what he has to do now, okay? But going forward, this is the immediate future. Going forward, he will have to do what he will have to. He's starting to manifest it already. But right now, till the 5th of May, he's going to continue doing his work, so that he can clear and finish these energies to remove all the baggages out of his way. He's trying hard to clear himself, okay? Obstacle is patience, guys. Okay, he definitely wants to finish this ASAP, okay? So the first obstacle is definitely patience. Second obstacle is action, okay? Starting off the action. Third obstacle is alchemy, to manifest the alchemy. Fourth obstacle is the new beginning right away. Okay, so these are the obstacles. What can you tell me about the Hangman here, please? What is your clarifier telling me about the Hangman here? These are the obstacles. He's definitely, that's why I said, he's clearing things quickly, so that he can move towards the right situation. And that is why he is going to become impatient. He's just kind of hanging in there, guys. Yeah, see? He wants to move quickly to begin this journey. He wants to move quickly to begin his beautiful journey with the Divine Feminine, to begin the offering of his love, and also to manage his finances. Pentacles always talks about finances, okay? So he is in a rush. This is an obstacle. He wants to clear everything as quickly as possible so that he can move towards this new beginning. He can move towards this new offering here, okay? And that is the reason he's finding it difficult to hold his patience, even though he is trying it, okay? Next is obstacle will be action for him. So let's see here. Yep. Yes, and this is why, his movement is halted. He's not being able to offer the cup of love, while at the same time, the universe is coming up and giving him that beautiful wisdom, the cup of love. Okay, but it's coming up as an obstacle because he's not being able to receive that flow from the universe completely, even though it's coming to him. But because of the other stuff that is coming up as an obstacle, that the chakras are blocked, the energies are not being able to flow into him, he's not being able to receive that cup of love from the universe right away, not at this point in time, because his other areas of his life is kind of blocking his spirit and his energies from receiving those beautiful universal energies that is coming in, has already started to come into him. The third obstacle is the alchemy, okay, the magic. What is your clarifier for the magician in the reverse, please? That's your third alchemy here. I mean, the third obstacle here is the alchemy, the magic. Why is the magic being stopped at this moment? Oh my God, double confirmation. He will have to manifest the magic, guys. Universe is not going to help him, okay, right now. It's like God helps those who help themselves, okay? And he will have to manifest the magic in order for him to bring back his comfort, his altar of love, his security, his happiness, his bliss, his comfort, everything that he has so willingly wanted for a long time. But this is a big deal, guys. The magic is not blocked, okay? It is definitely an obstruction or an obstacle, but he has been given infinite supply from the universe, like I showed you before. He has been given the infinite supply from the universe that if he can do things in the right way, he will be able to manifest his own magic and his own alchemy to bring back this beautiful Four of Wands energy. Okay, so it's not completely blocked, but he will have to use his own powers of alchemy. He will have to be the alchemist here. Okay, it's double confirmation with the alchemy here. He will have to use his own, he will have to be the alchemist. As simple as that. Let's see, what is stopping him from the new beginning as well. Okay, let's get a clarifier for the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Right now, that's showing up as an obstacle. Yeah. That's because right away, he wants to move towards the commitment, like I told you, in the higher self as well. Destiny is pushing him towards that. And he knows that once he begins the process, this process will not be only for him. It will be for both of you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? But at the same time, he's not being able to begin this process, although he knows that he will have to do that sooner or later because of the commitment factor, the truth, and the relationship that he is trying to build with you, Divine Feminine. Okay? But at this point in time, this is coming up as an obstacle. That's because, he's not yet completely ready to begin this process. But once the process starts, the wheel of destiny, the wheel of fortune rolls. This is again like the higher self. This is where he is heading for. Okay, and this is not him. This is what his destiny is going to make him do, guys. This is where he is heading for. Okay, this is why the wheel of fortune is turning at the right time. It's divine timing that's coming to play at this point in time. And this is where the divine timing is taking him. The Three of Pentacles, double confirmation in here, guys. Okay, so it's all happening at the right time. Can you give me another clarifier for the Three of Pentacles in here, please? That's coming up as an obstacle right now. Yeah. See, to begin this process, ladies and gentlemen, he will have to start pushing things away. He will have to start cutting things off. Okay? And that's when this obstacle will move for him to begin the process once again. But till that happens, till the divine timing gives him the permission to start cutting things off, he will not be able to do that. And that is the reason this new beginning with his divine feminine, to build a family, to build a teamwork, to start their own harvest, to ripen their own fruits in their own garden, that's coming up as an obstacle because he still hasn't taken the sword, the Ace of Sword in his hand. Okay, but once he takes that, And once the universe, the divine timing, gives him the permission to use this sword, once that happens, things are going to get cleared in his zone, and he will be able to take care of this entire issue by cutting things away at the right time. Okay, so till now, this is on hold. It's an obstacle, but it's going to happen. Now, his message to the divine feminine, he's not being harsh, he's not being cold at this moment. He's holding his patience. He's still getting clarity of every situation in his world. But at the same time, his message to the divine feminine is definitely that he's looking for this beautiful Four of Wands, the comfort, the home, the security, the love, the family life, the altar, where he will be blessed enough to stay with you, divine feminine. That's his message to you at this point in time, and that is the reason he's wanting to be with you, to bring and imbibe that same energy that you have within himself, to nourish himself, to bring his own self-independence, to bring his own financial independence to the point where he can move with you without bothering about anything else, and to build this beautiful relationship that he has been wanting to build with you for a very long time, guys. Okay, he could be an apprentice, but he hasn't started that work as of now. That's because he still has a lot of clearing things to do, and which he is doing. Please give me a clarifier for the Queen of Swords in the reverse here, please. Yeah, see? For this, he will still have to wait and take his wisdom wisely, okay, to move ahead. But at the same time, to get the clarity of the situation, he will have to come down from the cloud and step into the real world to figure out and do his own soul searching of what he really wants from you or from this relationship at this point in time, that he's not being able to start this journey because of a lack of clarity at this point in time, because he's not yet ready at this moment. There are a lot of halt in his life. There are things that is halting his progress, because right now he is unable to choose the right cup. He's still in a very hazy and smoky place, guys, okay? Which is what is kind of blocking his energy. And at the same time, he definitely wants to do a soul searching, wants to have a quiet time in order to figure things out for him to move forward in this beautiful love journey, guys, okay? What can you tell me for the Four of Wands energy in here that he has communicated to the divine feminine here? The Four of Wands energy that he has communicated to the divine feminine in here. This card wanted to come out, yeah. And impatience, he doesn't want to wait, okay? He's just doesn't want to take stock. When he's ready, he will run. He doesn't want to look back. He doesn't want to wait. That waiting game is killing him, guys, okay? The waiting game for him is becoming a huge massive affair. So he doesn't want to take stock of situation, but when he's ready to move inside the altar, he will not want to wait anymore, okay? He will not take stock of any situation. He will not take stock of anything. But once the divine timing gives him the signal, the green signal, he will be ready to move. But at this point in time, he is also definitely not enjoying this waiting game anymore, okay? Please give me another card for the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse in here, please. Yeah, he's not happy, guys. He's not happy. Oh, there you go, see? And that's because he wants you to know that he's been left out in the cold, okay, and is not enjoying that. So, therefore, he wants to get back his own security, his own comfort, his own zone that he wants to move into with you. And he's having a hard time waiting for that to happen while he's being left out in the cold. And that is what he's communicating to you, Divine Feminine. Please understand his condition at this point in time. What can you tell me with regards to the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, please? There you go. He lets you know, he wants to let you know that he is now killing his 10 of Swords energy to let the sun rise back. Okay, 10 again, number 10. Okay, so he's trying to kill the 10 of Swords energy to bring himself back in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. And especially the Divine Feminine. Okay, so that's what he wants you to know, Divine Feminine, that he is busy doing this. Okay, he's trying to end his grief, he's trying to end his sorrow, he's trying to end his whatever situation in his zone, to nourish himself, to bring back his own self-independence exactly like you, so that after killing this grief and sorrow, he can move towards you. That's who you are, and that's how he sees you, and he wants to imbibe the same energy exactly like who you are. And he wants you to know that right now he is killing that bad energy of the 10 of Swords to let the sun rise back in his life once again. What can you tell me about the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, please? Yeah. Still on hold. He's not being able to begin the journey right now. Although he definitely wants to start the journey, guys. Okay? I'm going to take another clarifier for this. What can you tell me about the Knight of Wands in the reverse, please? He definitely wants to move, but because of the situation, what is the Divine Masculine communicating with the reverse Knight of Wands in here, please? What is he trying to tell the Divine Feminine in here? With the... Oh, there you go. That's because everything is on hold because he wants to fill his cup with joy. And once he is ready to move, once he is ready to act, once he has got his finances in place, once he has started to build his own self-esteem, to move forward, to take action in this journey, all he will do, ladies, is to fill your cup, his cup, and both your cup with love, happiness, bliss, enjoyment, joy, and fulfillment. Can you give me another card, another clarifier for the Ace of Cups, please? Yeah, see? There you go. He knows his wheel of fortune is turning. He knows that, and I told you. He knows that his wheel of fortune is turning. And that is the reason, at the same time, he is also ending his ego. He is ending his own self-conflict. He is ending his own competitive spirit that he was always comparing, bringing about problems in his own zone. But at this point in time, he has accepted the fact that his destiny is changing, like I showed you in the higher self. The transformation is happening. He has accepted the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that he is the person who the universe has now attacked. And he has no way to move past that universal energy to go anywhere else, but to face this transformation in the right way and to fill this cup when the wheel of fortune turns And at the same time, for him to do that, ladies and gentlemen, he will have to kill his own ego. He will have to kill the negative energy in his mind, which he is doing at this point in time. He wants you guys to know that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about ladies more so. He wants you to know that he is killing, he's having a tower moment with his own ego, with his own pride, with his own competitive negative. Competition could be positive or negative, but he had negative competition spirit. That is what he is killing within himself at this point, because he knows that his destiny and his wheel of fortune is turning his entire life to begin another chapter with you, ladies, divine feminines. Okay, so that is what my reading has been. I love this beautiful energy. I loved everything about this reading, and I hope you enjoy it too. With this, I end my video. Goodbye. God bless. Khuda Hafiz. Love you guys. Namaste and see you soon again.